Hey, what up? What up? Welcome back to Bring the Facts. You know what it is. We in the building. We up. We grinding. We grinding. Hey, we got a hot trending topic, man. 500,000 views in 5 hours, dude. Ain't nobody talking about this. The U.S. military strike on the seventh cartel boat in the Caribbean this month. If you haven't know, over 33 people have been killed from bombings, from military rocket strikes by the U.S. military in the Caribbean. I don't know why anybody ain't talking about this, man. Only Fox is talking about this, and CBS News and New York Times. But none of these rappers are talking about this. Nobody is talking about this. How the drug game is over, and 47 declare war on the drug cartels and the U.S. criminals and gang members moving drugs, moving cocaine, moving meth, moving fentanyl. They're hitting them with rockets. They're not even asking them for their ID. They're not searching the boat. They're just bombing the boat. And then people are out of here, man. Yeah, man. Here's the article, man. New York Times. U.S. kills three on a boat suspected of smuggling drugs for Colombian rebels. It was the seventh. It is what is known as the seventh strike this month in the U.S. President Trump's U.S. military campaign of attacking cartel drug boats rather than even arresting them. Those suspected of even running drugs in the Caribbean. The U.S. military has killed three men today and destroyed another boat completely, left in flames, and suspected of running drugs in the Caribbean. This one is alleged to have been affiliated with a Colombian insurgency drug trafficking group. Defense Secretary Pete Helgath said, announced on Sunday. It was the seventh boat known this month to have been attacked since early September as part of the Trump administration use of military force to kill people suspected of smuggling drugs into the U.S. as if they were enemy soldiers in a war, rather than even arresting them as criminals. The latest strike took place on Friday. Mr. Health said in a social media post on Sunday, and it has targeted a vessel associated with the National Liberation Army, a Colombian rebel group known as ELN. That's a drug trafficking organization. It's similar. It's narco terrorism, man. Narco terrorism. This group fights against the Colombian government. They have control over the Colombian government. Trump even trolled them with on X, man, in a military uniform, in a military fighter jet with a crown on his head. Man, Trump is something else, man. I like dude. He don't care, man. He's bold. But anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, no rapper is talking about this. Ain't nobody talking about this on YouTube. How the drug game is over. How all these drug operations and people getting snatched up out of the hood and stuff like that. My solution to this is don't sell drugs. Period. And cease all operations. Cease all operations. Yeah, whatever you're doing, just quit. That's it. If you're in the database and the operation is being done on you, it is what it is. You probably end up going to jail within a few months or a year. But this is winter time is coming up, and all these investigations from a year are from a year to 2 years ago. These investigations already been in. They've already been on the chopping block. They have already been running these operations. So whatever information they got on for you, controlled buys, drug sales, surveillance and stuff like that, shootings and all that stuff. Yeah, this is a wrap, dude. You're probably going to jail, man. Yeah, I would go talk to a lawyer, but that's me. But I'm smart though. But anyways, yeah, the military is posted up in the Caribbean. Two men rescued by the U.S. military after it attacked a boat in the Caribbean Sea. Being in the Caribbean Sea were being sent to straight to their home countries, Colombia and Ecuador. Trump said, "Here's where the United States is building up its forces in the Caribbean region." Venezuela's government said that it has launched a sweeping military mobilization and began training civilians for combat. Maduro's crazy. He's the dictator, man. He's into drug trafficking too. President Gustavo Petro of Colombia is an illegal drug leader, strongly encouraging the mass production of drugs in big and small fields all over Colombia, and it has become the biggest business in Colombia by far. Petro has done nothing to stop it, despite large-scale payments and subsidies from the U.S. government, and there are nothing more than a long-term ripoff of America. As of today, these payments and any other form of payments or subsidies will no longer be made to Colombia. Oh crap! These people were getting government funding. Your hard-earned tax. If you're a tax-paying citizen, even if you're not a tax-paying citizen, if you buy any kind of merchandise or commerce in the United States, you're a tax-paying citizen because you pay taxes on that, except for food, like electronics and shoes and cars, whatever, house and stuff like that. You pay taxes on all that stuff. But anyways, you're a tax-paying citizen. Anyways, your taxpayer is going to fund a drug trafficking dictator. Yeah, that's wild, right? Ain't nobody talking about it. You're not gonna hear no rapper. You ain't gonna hear Young Thug talking about this. You ain't gonna hear YF and Lucci make us talk about this. All you're gonna hear about them is bickering back and forth. Who snitched? Who didn't snitch? Who's in jail? Who's not in jail? Let's sell these drugs. Let's sell fentanyl. Let's sell meth. Let's sell cocaine. And all this bullshit. Let's go to jail. These dudes were facing 900 years in Georgia State Prison. These dudes got off with probation. They're federal agents. You ain't gonna hear nobody talking about this. All you're gonna hear is people making content about no jumper, this and that, and Hefe said this and that. Adam did this. Oh, he's a cuck, and man, niggas ain't got time for this, man. They ain't bringing you no knowledge. They ain't bringing you no information. They ain't trying to warn people and let people know what's going on before they get locked up. Because once you get locked up, it's already too late. Before you get locked up, if you stop, then you have a chance. But if you just keep on going, you're just gonna crash and burn, man. You ain't gonna be around there for you. Who's gonna take care of your kids? Who's gonna take care of your girl? You're gonna have motherfuckers trying to fuck on your girl. You smash your girl, you're gonna have another guy trying to play daddy with your kids and stuff like that, man. Motherfuckers ain't got time for that, man. I'm trying. It is what it is, man. I don't care. I'm gonna make hundreds of videos of this if I have to, and just wake people up, man. Y'all gotta stop, man. It's over because 47 said it was over, man. Because under Joe Biden's administration, this stuff was allowed to fester, man, and it got out of control. This is a direct result of the fentanyl deaths from the pandemic, when everybody was getting them PPP loans and stuff like that, and the cartel and the border was wide open, and the cartels were bringing fentanyl in right there. There was even an operation where they tried to do an undercover operation and dropped. They did a dead drop at the Juarez border in Texas, where they dropped 5,000 different kinds of guns, 5,000 firearms at the border in a crate. The Mexicans came and took it, and nobody got arrested. Yeah, man, shit's wild, man. They messed up the operation. They didn't see them come grab the guns. They weren't conducting surveillance at that time. But yeah, man, shit's wild. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. Peace.